Mikel Arteta opens up about a deeply emotional decision. The summer sale of Emile Smith Rowe to Fulham was not just a business move, but a personal one. Arteta admits it was a very tough choice, revealing how close he felt to the player who had been with Arsenal since he was 10 years old. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Emile Smith Rowe's journey from a young academy hopeful to a key figure at Arsenal came to a poignant end. Arteta reflects on their time together, recognizing how the midfielder's growth shaped the team. But despite the bond, Arteta knew the time was right for Smith Rowe's next challenge. Arteta's admission reveals the emotional complexity of the decision. Selling Smith Rowe felt like parting with a piece of Arsenal's soul. But Arteta knew it was essential to let Smith Rowe explore his potential elsewhere, something that wasn't easy, especially considering their shared history. In August, Smith Rowe made his switch to Fulham, with the potential to reach a £34 million deal. For Arteta, it wasn't just about the financials, it was about timing. Emile was ready for a fresh start, and despite his immense talent, he needed more game time, which Arsenal couldn't promise. Smith Rowe now plays for Fulham, and in a short time there, he has already begun to make an impact, scoring 3 goals. Arteta acknowledges how important this move was for Emile's development, understanding that sometimes players need a new environment to thrive and fulfill their potential. Arteta reflects on Smith Rowe's struggles with injuries during their time together. Although Smith Rowe was undeniably talented, frequent injuries limited his ability to showcase his best on the pitch. This difficult period made it even harder for Arteta to see him sidelined. When Arteta speaks of Smith Rowe's departure, it's clear he feels both gratitude and sadness. Yet, he recognizes that change is inevitable in football. You have to understand that, says Arteta, acknowledging that Smith Rowe needed more than just a recovery. He needed a fresh challenge. Loyalty runs deep in football, but Arteta knew that keeping Smith Rowe at Arsenal would hinder his growth. With the arrival of new talent and a packed midfield, Smith Rowe's opportunities became limited. The choice between loyalty and progress was a challenge, but Arteta made the tough call. Being a manager isn't just about tactics and strategy, it's about managing people's careers. Arteta's decision to part ways with Smith Rowe was more than just a tactical choice. It was a personal decision that weighed heavily on his heart, especially given how far Emile had come. For Arteta, the ultimate goal was what was best for Emile Smith Rowe. With limited playing time at Arsenal, it was clear that Smith Rowe needed to go somewhere where he could rebuild his confidence and his career. Fulham provided that opportunity, and Arteta respects that choice wholeheartedly. Despite his departure, Smith Rowe's time at Arsenal left a mark. Arteta praises Emile for his role in key moments, noting how important he was during his time at the club. While the future now lies at Fulham, Smith Rowe's legacy at Arsenal remains firmly entrenched. Arteta speaks candidly about the challenge of letting go of a player like Smith Rowe. Once they leave, you have to leave them to do their own thing, Arteta states, showing respect for Smith Rowe's future while balancing it with the bittersweet realization of moving on from such a beloved figure. Joining Fulham marked a significant shift for Smith Rowe. Arteta acknowledges how well the midfielder fits into the Fulham squad, noting that the club has given him the space to thrive. It's a new beginning for Smith Rowe, one Arteta believes will be crucial for his growth. As Arteta continues to shape his Arsenal squad, he reflects on the shift in team dynamics. The emergence of new players means less room for those who once dominated the pitch. It's a natural progression in football, and for Smith Rowe, it's time for a new chapter. Smith Rowe's move to Fulham is about more than just a transfer. It's an evolution. At Arsenal, he faced fierce competition for starting spots. Now, at Fulham, he has the chance to take center stage, something Arteta acknowledges as key to the midfielder's next step in his career. Even though Arteta understands why the decision had to be made, he can't help but wish things had turned out differently. He admits it's hard to say goodbye to a player who had so much potential, but sometimes it's not about regrets. It's about making the right move for everyone. Arsenal's tactical approach under Arteta has been shifting, and with it, so too have the roles of key players. Arteta has made strategic moves, introducing new players to adapt to his vision. Smith Rowe's move, while difficult, was part of this ongoing tactical evolution. Arteta reflects on the quieter but important contributions Smith Rowe made during his time at Arsenal. His goals, assists, and moments of brilliance were integral to the team's success. But with competition increasing, it became clear that a change was needed for both the club and the player. Smith Rowe's rise from Arsenal's youth academy was swift and powerful. Arteta recalls the excitement surrounding Emile as he broke into the first team. Those early days left a lasting impression, but Arteta knew that growth requires more than just time on the pitch. It requires opportunity. Arteta's decision to sell Smith Rowe wasn't a snap judgment. It was about growth, not just for Arsenal but for Emile as well. Both sides recognized that staying at Arsenal under Arteta's evolving system might not offer the chances Smith Rowe needed to reach his full potential. Smith Rowe spent much of his last season at Arsenal on the bench, which was a tough pill to swallow. Arteta acknowledges how hard it was for Emile, who was clearly ready to play more regularly. Moving to Fulham was the perfect remedy to reignite his passion for football. At Fulham, Smith Rowe found a club that believed in his ability. Arteta sees how Fulham has given him the freedom to play and express himself. It's a testament to the midfielder's potential and a sign of good things to come in the next phase of his career. Despite the difficulty of the decision, Arteta offers his heartfelt blessing to Smith Rowe. He wishes Emile nothing but success at Fulham, grateful for their shared time together and proud of how far he's come since joining Arsenal as a young boy. While Smith Rowe's absence leaves a void, Arteta is focused on building a future for Arsenal. The team's midfield is evolving, and Arteta's vision requires fresh talent to step up. Smith Rowe's departure marks the end of one chapter, but the beginning of another for Arsenal's next generation. Smith Rowe is now a rising star at Fulham, and Arteta believes that the move was the right one. With the support of his new team and fans, Emile's future is bright, and his potential is finally being realized in a way that couldn't have happened at Arsenal. Though Emile has moved on, Arteta never forgets his role in Arsenal's past. He played a crucial part in some of the team's most memorable moments, and Arteta is grateful for that. His contributions may not always be visible on the stat sheet, but they were felt deeply in the squad. In his time at Arsenal, Smith Rowe had to overcome numerous challenges, from injuries to competition. Arteta respects the resilience Emile showed, knowing that sometimes the hardest battles are those fought off the pitch. His perseverance is what makes this next chapter even more exciting. Arteta understands that for many players, growth requires a fresh challenge. Smith Rowe's move to Fulham isn't just about football, it's about personal development. By leaving Arsenal, he is not just continuing his career, he's setting himself up for success in a completely new environment. This weekend's clash between Arsenal and Fulham promises to be emotional for Arteta. Facing his former player, Arteta knows it will be a bittersweet moment. Yet, deep down, he's proud of Emile's growth and excited to see how he continues to excel at his new club. As Arteta reflects on Smith Rowe's departure, he leaves the door open for future reunions, both on and off the pitch. With a heart full of gratitude, Arteta wishes Emile the best and remains confident that the midfielder's journey is only just beginning. It was the right decision for everyone involved. That's all for now, but there's more action coming your way, only here at Sport Bites AI. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and discuss your thoughts in the comments below.